everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. It is your favorite and mine, another episode of Jukebox from Hell. That's right. I'm telling you, you guys, I want to thank you guys so much for the positive reactions and the messages and the emails and the requests that have been coming through in the last few weeks. Very excellent stuff. If you have not checked out my latest episode on the new monkeys, please do. I've been getting very good responses on that, but that's not what we're playing with today, ladies and gentlemen. Here in episode 8, we are going back to May of 1991 for the album Contraband, and the band name also. That's right. What looked good on paper just didn't really translate in the album itself here. As you can see, you've got the pictures supposed to be road cases with the 5 band logos. Now, Contraband here, the original germ of the idea of this, and by the way, the research today for this comes from Martin Popoff, AllMusic, and Wikipedia, all right? But basically, the original germ of this idea came from after a joint MTV Unplugged performance of Vixen and Rat. Now, I got to admit, I don't recall ever seeing that, and I used to watch MTV a lot, so eventually I'm going to have to go back and look at that and look for it. But in this band here, you've got 5 different people from 5 different bands. Richard Black from Shark Island is on vocals. Michael Schenker, yes, guitarist extraordinaire who was in UFO, was in the Scorpions, had his solo band, of course, Macaulay Schenker, all kinds of fun. He's on guitars and background vocals. Then you got Tracy Guns from L.A.Guns, and he's doing the same thing pretty much on here. Cher Peterson, that's S-H-A-R-E, Cher Peterson from Vixen on bass and backing vocals, and lastly, the drummer of Rat, Bobby Blotzer, who drums and backing vocals on here too. Also, for a little extra assistance, you've got Kevin Beamish, who does backing vocals, production, and etc. He previously worked with REO Speedwagon on a couple albums. One of the big ones, in fact, High Infidelity, he worked on, and some others as well. The album charted at number 187. You know, what can we say about this? Let's start this off here, all right? So, 10 tracks on this album. The first one right off the bat is a cover. It's all the way from Memphis. The start of the album, of course, a cover of the Mott the Hoople classic. Sure, it rocks, but feels meh to me, all right? We go into track 2, Kiss by Kiss. Feels a little long in the tooth here. Track 3, Intimate Outrage, co-written with Dan Huff, who he was in Whiteheart and Giant, and we previously discussed him in the New Monkeys episode because he did a co-write on a different song. Likeable song here, but could use a slight edit at least. Track 4, Bad for Each Other. It's okay, but not great. Another one that just seems to go on. The best track of this album, loud guitars, fast cars, and wild, wild living. That's right. That's right. I really like this song, even if it does sound a bit like a Bon Jovi throwaway. Yeah, I said Bon Jovi. Number 6, Good Rockin' Tonight. Cover of that 1950s classic from Roy Brown. Why? Just why? It's all over the place on this track. Track 7, If This Is Love. It's okay, but nothing fantastic. Track 8, Stand, which is a song that was co-written by Brian McLeod of Chilliwack and Headpins fame. Could have been a great song, but it's too busy musically all over the place. Track 9, Tonight You're Mine, plods along. And then finally, we finish off with track 10, Hang On To Yourself. It closes this album out with a cover of a David Bowie song from 1971. Definitely different take on this version. Definitely gets you going, and we close this out. About 3 out of 10 songs I liked here. That's sad, because out of all honesty, I was really rooting for these guys. I was. When you've got 5 really great bands like that, you'd think, hey, you got five members from 5 great bands. This has got to be a great album. Now the postscript to this, and I'm going to try to add this in the YouTube comments. Can't talk today. So Richard Black, lead singer of this and also Shark Island, did an interview a couple of years back with Mitch LaFon. I'm going to try to post that in the comments. He explains a little more about the behind story of the whole Contraband band and album and the tour, because after that album got released, they went on tour with Rat and L.A.Guns. Album parts were recorded separately and no rehearsals for the tour, is what Richard said. Cher Peterson was not on this tour. Juan Krauscher from Rat filled in bass. Richard, after a little while on this tour, just gets justifiably disgusted and walks off the tour. That's at least his version of the story of it. I heard Michael Schenker was having issues too at the time, so Lord knows about this. But end of story and end of Contraband. Like I said, I was rooting for them, but they fell flat. So I know that you're asking me, hey Psycho, what's episode 9 of Jukebox from Hell? And even if you didn't ask, I'm going to show you anyway. Now, I was going to do this a few weeks ago, but due to somebody else, because I try to put these in a queue here for you guys, I said, all right, we'll push it ahead a few weeks due to another buddy of mine did a forum on this, if you will, from 1985, produced by Todd Rundgren.